On the ninth day of Christmas, I come to theorize that Mr. Puzzle was not responsible for Western spaghetti at all. It was actually all One Shot Ren's idea. Man, I gotta exercise more. Western Spaghetti is one of my favorite SMG4 movies. It's the second one to come out of the trilogy before the big Puzzle Vision movie to come out. And of course, everyone knows that Mr. Puzzles was responsible for the Western Spaghetti fiasco that happened. But what if I told you that Mr. Puzzles wasn't technically responsible for all of this? Alright, so let's back it up real quick. So, Mr. Puzzles was not technically responsible for Western Spaghetti. How in the world could I honestly go with this? Well, this is what I actually believe in. So, by the way how the movie was turning out in Western Spaghetti, it looked like that One Shot Ren was responsible for everything. Sure, there was the machine, but okay, no doubt I'm actually not gonna try to protect that part. No doubt that Mr. Puzzles actually gave One Shot Ren that machine. But it looked like Ren had full control, like what was going on. Like what sets he wanted, what he wanted the machine to do. I mean, technically speaking, if you might actually say, hey, Mr. Puzzles could possibly even control everything himself. He could actually intervene if he wanted to, but he didn't. In the scene where One Shot Ren asks Maggie to join him in this whole simulation, it kind of sounds like it was entirely his plan. Let's rewind a little bit.
And that is the last Blackface champion.
His name is One Shot Ren.
Next stop, the Wild West.
I hope maybe you'd want to join me.
So earlier, One Shot Ren gets an envelope that actually gives the directions of the simulation. So of course he goes there and he ends up using it. But I had a feeling that these were just directions. But during the part where One Shot Ren asks Maggie to join him, he never mentions that there were any directions of what to do to capture her. It almost sounds like that it was completely his idea to get Maggie. There was no mention in the envelope that someone told him to capture the SMG4 crew and Maggie. And I'll get this out of the way. In the Puzzle Vision movie, Mr. Puzzles actually references Western Spaghetti. And he says that he actually saw Maggie die several times and it brought him to tears. Now many of you could be saying, hey, he was actually watching the entire time. He had to do something about all this. Well, that's the thing. He just watched. Seriously, that's all he did, just watch. I mean, if you have the simulation, he could possibly do anything with it, even put cameras everywhere to just watch everyone. In the big climax of the scene, we actually see One Shot Ren basically being shriveled up from the simulation, and basically he was able to bring it all into the real world. I don't think Mr. Puzzles ever intended for this to happen. Basically, all of this was being One Shot Ren's plan. I don't think there was any directions of to capture the SMG4 crew in that note, and the way how Ren was talking, it sounded like this was 100% his doing. The only thing Mr. Puzzles technically did was just give the simulation. Now I know what you're all probably thinking, well, he gave it to actually use it for evil. Well, yeah, then again, I use a gaming PC to make YouTube animation. I don't think they intended for that to actually be used for that, honestly. But nevertheless, Western Spaghetti is definitely one of my favorite films. And now maybe I give you guys a new light to actually look and just to watch this movie again. I personally love Western Spaghetti. It's definitely one of my favorite films from SMG4. And I really hope they make something like this again. But hey, that's just a theory. An SMG4 theory. Thanks for watching.